Welcome back to the Different Spectrum Podcast. If you haven't listened before, we have conversations around mental health and we dabble in humor.
Weave it.
We also try to help people understand, identify, and normalize their emotions from movies and shows, specifically certain scenes. You've probably already watched these movies and shows, but we're going to use a different perspective, and one could say a different spectrum.
Beep boop. Beep boop boop.
All right, beep boop. And with that, I am your co-host for the show, Spencer. Also, I have a slight cold today, so I'm probably a little out of it right now. That's why I'm gonna be.
I thought it was natural. That's your natural illness.
I always have a cold, apparently. That's
it's a Minnesota cold.
Yeah, always cold, even in the summer. All right. And of course, we have our licensed clinical therapist, our other co-host, or just other host. I don't know, co-host, whatever. It's Nazir.
Hello. I'll let my hair grow, people. You see it.
Wow.
You see
a little bit more stubble than usual.
You see it. You see, I got to call it the reverse mohawk.
Let me tell you something. I have a shitty beard. Like, it doesn't grow like at all here. I have more hair here than you do up there.
I've never noticed that your beard doesn't grow in.
It doesn't. I don't know what the deal is. I want one just to feel a little bit more like a man, you know?
Like the Drake after he got the beard.
And I'm just gonna have to like cake on some like tar.
You just put on the stuff that Carlos Boozer used to do, or LeBron.
Oh my god! Yeah, that dude. I'm surprised that shit didn't just like rub off when he was playing on the court.
Oh, Carlos Boozer was terrible back in the day.
That was really bad.
It was bad.
It was literally like Sharpie,
just straight
his face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right, people.
We're here today. Here to talk about mental health and have some funnies.
Yep.
So today we're going to take a look at a scene, maybe a few scenes from Liar Liar, featuring Jim Carrey.
It's what I do best.
Great Jim Carrey. Just lie and lie, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your deal? You just lie and lie?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
You're going to be fine with your mental health.
I'm glad. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sure your boyfriend loves you.
If one of your patients finds this out, they're just like, are you lying or telling the truth? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If you pay extra, I'll tell you the truth. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So the scene that we're taking a look at today is where Jim Carrey, if you haven't seen the movie, he's a lawyer, and his kid, who, you know, is missing his father a lot because his dad lies all the time. Now, as a lawyer, he lies a lot for that, but then he also gets caught up in his personal life too. So his kid has a wish on his birthday and wishes that his dad wouldn't lie anymore, or at least for a day.
Yeah.
It was for a day. And then he magically, he doesn't lie anymore for a whole day. Funny movie, has some nice moments. And in this scene, Jim Carrey is trying to convince his son to let him lie again. Make a wish so he could lie again. Because a big case is coming up and he needs to lie because his defendant is very guilty.
Yeah.
Very guilty. She's the worst.
She's the worst human. Yeah.
She's so bad. And so so this is a scene, and it gets a little deep. Gets a little deep at the end. So this is here. Anything before we get into the clip?
Some fun reels that we're gonna chop from this. So there's like probably a bunch of different scenes of him having like a full-blown freak out, him beating himself up, him yelling at people. So there's a bunch of good reels that we're gonna get from this.
Yeah.
Specifically This, though, we're just trying to get at the emotions of him, his son, family dynamics, divorce, relationships, stepdads. Like, we're going to get into some of that stuff today. And then we're going to talk about just neurodivergent people just having issues with lying and being real blunt. And then because you might get blunt, you might get slapped in the face.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So we're going to talk about honesty.
In the scene, folks. Happens in the scene. He's not saying that you're going to get slapped if you tell the truth.
So that's sarcasm. Yeah. No one will be getting slapped,
To all of our neurodivergent people, you're not going to get slapped. It's okay
unless you want
to go outside. And, man, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other podcast.
That's Friday night.
That's different spectrums. After dark.
Subscription. Okay.
$10.
That 1 or 2 slaps. Okay. Let's get into the scene.
All right. Land the plane.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Do you know what your son was doing at 8:15 last night? He was making a birthday wish that for just one day, his father couldn't tell a lie.
Oh my God, that's it.
I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like
Excuse
them
me. Hi, I'm Max's bad father. I'm his father.
Dad!
Could I borrow him for just 1 second? Monster Max!
Dad, chill out. You can't play catch.
I'd like to, but I can't right now. Max, I gotta talk to you. Your mommy told me about that wish you made last night. It came true, Max.
Really? You mean you have to tell the truth?
Yes!
No matter what?
No matter what!
Is wrestling real?
In the Olympics, yes. On Channel 23, no.
Will sitting too close to the TV set make me go blind?
Not in a million years.
If I keep making this face, will it get stuck that way?
Uh-uh. In fact, some people make a good living that way. Now listen, Max, you gotta do something for me. I need you to take back that wish.
So you can lie?
Yes, but not to you. You see, Max, sometimes grown-ups need to lie. It's hard to explain, but if... Look, here's a good example. When your mommy was pregnant with you, she gained a good 40 pounds. There was nothing she wouldn't eat, and Daddy was scared. But when she'd ask me, how do I look, I'd say, honey, you look great. You're beautiful. You're glowing. If I'd have told Mommy she looked like a cow, it would have hurt her feelings. Understand?
My teacher tells me real beauty's on the inside.
That's just something ugly people say. Max, no one can survive in the adult world if they have to stick to the truth. I could lose my case, I could lose my promotion, I could even lose my job. Now, I need your help, Max, okay? Okay, now do whatever you did last night, only this time, make it an unwish.
I did it.
Excellent! Now, I just need a little test.
Did it work?
Not like I'd hoped. Did you unwish it?
Only
What? Only what?
yesterday when I wished it, I really meant it. This time when I unwished it, I only did it because you told me to.
All right, then do it again, and this time lean in.
But I can't,
Why not?
because I don't want you to lie.
I explained this. I have to lie. Everybody lies. Mommy lies. Even the wonderful Jerry lies.
But you're the only one that makes me feel bad.
Max, recess is over. Come on in.
Mom says we're moving to Boston.
That isn't for sure yet. She promised we'd talk about it when I come over tonight. I am coming. You believe me, don't you, Max? I'll see you later, buddy.
There you go. All right. And we're back. So, just watch the clip. Jim Carrey goes to meet his son at school. Tries to convince him to make sure that he can actually lie again. Wish it so. Wish it so, son.
Please.
So a little bit of backstory, even more. So in the movie, Jim Carrey lies to, well, he does lie. He said that he's going to go to his son's birthday party, but then ends up sleeping with his boss. I think it's his boss. And
Jesus, forgot about that.
Yeah. And then so he just couldn't make it, and so he's left disappointed and dismayed.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, just disappointed. Yeah.
Yep. How you feel from my therapy sessions today? Disappointed. Oh, I did good.
Oh, well, all right. Well, fine.
Express
Fair
your
enough.
frustrations and anger. You're expressing things now. It's good. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. I just think that this is a great movie because Jim Carrey does a great part of expressing just like what it means to like hold in a lie, right? Like what it really is to just be like, you remember the part where he's like, all right, the pen is blue.
Oh,
Or
yeah, that's right.
The color of this pen is royal blue. And he can't lie, and then the pen just starts attacking him.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's green. And I just feel like a lot of people probably feel like that in their day-to-day, right? Like they just have to hold in
so much.
They have to hold in a lot. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they have to hold in the truth, right? Maybe they have to go, all right, I'm just gonna not, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna lie.
Yep.
And
or omit.
For the most part, that actually, yeah. And I just think that maybe that makes people feel bad themselves when they have to lie, because telling the truth is the only thing that they know. So yeah. But yeah, Nazir, what did you think of the clip? What did you think of it?
Yeah. So right, I was like, "Hey man, let's do Liar Liar," because there's a couple good funny scenes, and then Spencer's like, "Yeah man, let's do this." The emotional scene with the kid. So all right. Scene is sad, man. He's like, "Hey man, I need to do this for the job, right? I got this big case coming up," like you said. He knows that this lady's like fully lying. He's defended her, but it's all based on lies. To win, he needs to lie. And so he's begging his son, begging him, like, "Hey man, you got to do this." And his son's like, "Yeah, I get it. Everyone has to lie, you know." But he explains, Jesus Christ, I was thinking about Colin and his wife. I couldn't say that your mom was a cow. I'm gonna ask Colin, like, did she ever ask you if she was beautiful, Colin?
Oh my God. No.
Watch Colin just be like, I didn't say nothing. Yeah. I'm sure he just did that. Yep,
she's real beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, real.
Yep. And he's like going into other different things. He's like, everybody lies. Your mom's new man lies. And he's like, awesome, buying him stuff and gifts. It's a part of life. We did it in a prior pod about, little white lies, these big, grandiose lies. I think if you think about it, we lie a lot to ourselves, to other people, like little small lies, just like the tiniest things, or like we'll like bloviate or fabricate just a little bit to make ourselves look a little better, or to make like an embarrassing situation look a little less embarrassing. There's just a lot of different things that we refine.
Right.
Or all of us hold back stuff. Like my anxious clients, they hold back tons of things that they want to say, but they can't because of anxiety, social anxiety, conflict avoidance. We just did a post on
Right.
Instagram today about it. Where a lot of my young women will not engage in some of this discourse because systemically, society, in the household, they're trained to just behave. This is what you're going to do. This is the role. And the boys can be boys and be act up, speak their truth. And the women are taught a little bit different. Even if they're not taught, subtly they're taught. So I end up having a lot of issues with my women expressing anger and like getting used to that and confronting people, demanding things from their professors, friends, stuff like that. Not all. Many of my anxious students that were ramrodded by their parents.
Right.
And especially with some of my international kids, man, because like in different Asian cultures, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of my Arab students too, just so much anxiety, and you are going to do what the family says. Period.
Right.
So there's it takes me a while sometimes to be like, "You're angry, aren't you?" No, I'm not angry. Oh, okay. Like a month goes by. You angry, huh? Ain't you, motherfucker? You angry now, ain't you? Uh-huh. I had a client come here recently and he said, I'm so mad at this one person. I said, damn. I said, it takes a lot to me to get mad at someone. I said, I'm glad you're admitting it now. It's good to get it out. Don't kill nobody now.
Yeah, as long as you don't hurt others, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, they just need to let it out.
Yeah.
So this scene was good for that, to give you an expression, to visualization on how a lot of people do lie, but then we can talk about why people don't lie, which we just did. The big thing is with the kid is that, Dad, you hurt me. You don't show up. You don't come to this. You don't do that. You make these promises. You hurt Mom, and thus it hurts me. And that's got to suck for a kid to see. And so he's like, Dad, I like when you're telling the truth. I'm smiling. You're having fun. You're playing with me.
Yeah.
So why the hell would I want you to go back to lying again?
Yeah.
Yeah, sad scene right there. But it happens. Dads, moms, parents, they get busy and promises don't get kept. That's gotta suck for the kid, but it's a reality. Like you're gonna be late for shit, but it's gonna mess the kid up. It happens. I don't know.
It does. And I would say with that, I think it hurts more is because he put him on such a high, like just level in his
Pedestal.
life. Yeah, pedestal. And so I think it hurts more because he just sees him in such a high regard. And so once you let him down, it hurts even more and it just crashes even harder because you just get let down even more, especially father figures,
Yeah.
and especially father figures with sons. That's just how it goes.
If you put someone up on that pedestal and then
yeah,
and if they don't keep their promises, and that's a confirmation that maybe they don't love you as much as you thought, and so that sucks.
yeah. Especially on his birthday, like that's pretty tough. A birthday party, man, like that's pretty tough.
Yeah, and you decided to get some punani instead. I didn't want to say nothing else. Some whoopee. You made whoopee.
Some whoop whoop.
Jesus.
Yeah, but the thing is, like he wanted to do it because he wanted to get ahead in his career.
Yep.
By doing that, right? So he's trying to, better his career. And then in a scene before that, they were supposed to go to like a baseball game or something like that. And then his boss told him that he has to do like all this paperwork and stuff. And so now he's doing paperwork instead of spending quality time with his son. And I feel like in a lot of these movies, we see that where like parents just get overloaded by work and everything because they want to better their kids. They want to better, themselves also and make sure that they have a better status in life. But at the end of the day, then they lose something, no matter what, whether it's like the time that they have or their kids' time, which is very precious because time goes fast, especially for like Luke. It does. People grow up fast. And then there's always that resentment that, comes along. right around, when they're older, that they're like, oh, you don't spend time with me, you don't love me. But I'm trying to, I'm trying to get us everyone somewhere so that then we can keep on going up and up and
Having
up
this good
no matter
life and
what.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, and keeping that good life, because you don't want to struggle or anything. Um, so it's always that, like, do I pick the job or do I pick my time with my family? Can I do both? Can
Yep.
I, do everything or not? That's a tough thing.
For real.
Yeah. Or do
Interesting.
you want to stay at the level where you're at and then
Yeah.
have that more quality time?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had someone sent us an Instagram DM of this video long time ago when we started out in the summer.
Hmm.
And I didn't fully agree with it. I agree with some of it, but it was a video. They was salty, and I feel like maybe
Right.
they just had went through a divorce or lost their kids or something. And it was like the
Hmm.
evolution of a relationship, right? When they're dating, marriage, kid, work, and then it was like, you're trying to get somewhere, and then the divorce because you're not around her and the kid, and it falls apart. Then they end up with someone else, and you're at like alone, depressed, and suicidal. It was a very
Hmm.
dark, like video visualization. It was a cartoon of this, and I think that's common for both genders, not just men specifically. Is that work and finances are moving up, right? There's choices that have to be made. It's got to be excruciating. Uh, and it's got to be extremely hard to even notice that it's happening, that you're dedicating less time to your loved ones.
Hmm.
Because just time goes on and, you get habituated to things. Next thing you know, it's like 3 years and you haven't really done anything for your partner or your kid. And, stuff happens.
Right.
That would be a tough situation, man, right? You'd have to
Yeah.
really sit down with your partner and talk. What are we doing? What's the plan?
Hmm.
How do we make sure we don't mess up this kid as much as we were messed up?
Right.
Intense. I told Spence, I'm like, I wonder if this kid acted in any other movies. I'm gonna go back and look this
He,
up later.
he did, but nothing as big as like
Nothing big.
this.
Okay.
No. And that's kind of the thing, is like a lot of these,
Kid.
child stars, very few kind of go
Yeah.
up to do much else. There's a lot that do, but then there's
Not a
some
lot.
that
There's
just
not a
don't.
lot, but there is a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering. So we're gonna make a pit stop and talk about some
Mhm.
neurodivergent stuff. So this inability to lie or to not really like it or not be comfortable with it, right? It just doesn't feel
Mhm.
congruent with you. There's going to be a lot of neurodivergent folks that's a practice. That is a thing that they just speak their truth, their mind, their bluntness, their openness. Or maybe they give you too much and they're too open, they're too naive, and they'll like trauma dump on you by accident.
Mhm.
But I have a lot of clients that I work with where they get into trouble. They got comorbid ADHD, and they'll say something impulsively, and they're like, "Damn, they're in trouble." I do it all the time. Right? I'll be kicking it, boom, up, I went
Mhm.
across the line.
Mhm.
I was talking to a human the other day that I was working with, and yeah, I got a text from someone, and it rubbed me the wrong way. This person, my client, was neurodivergent. Person that texted him was neurodivergent. So keep in mind, they probably didn't mean any harm from the text that they sent. They were just letting you know something very factually, and you're
Right.
interpreting it as negative, but you know that your friend is not hurting you. They
Right.
said it very matter of fact. So you got to have like good faith. Take things at good faith that your friend is not hurting you, your loved one's not hurting you. They're just being very direct, very blunt. And saying that, sometimes we need to learn the skills to articulate ourselves, our cadence, our tone of voice, word selection a little bit better with our loved ones. Or if you're working in work, got coworkers, you can't be like, "You suck."
We do that all the time.
Yeah, well, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
At work, you
Can't
can't
be
be
telling
like,
that to your boss. Hey man, you suck.
yeah, hey man, you don't do shit, man. That's why all your students hate you. Or,
Oh my god.
yeah, man, you sick again? I know you're cheating.
I know you lying.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, you can't say that stuff. You got to play the political game.
It's
So
true.
it's the thing, man. You got to handle things and pick the right words, even when you're giving like feedback, critical feedback for someone, like positive feedback, but also critical feedback. There's a way to
Right.
deliver it where they don't just feel friggin' terrible.
Right.
I've taken lots of feedback on many different things in my professional development. I remember my
Mhm.
one boss was like, "Man, you take this stuff real good," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get better. Like, I don't really care."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I literally came in here knowing I didn't know how to do this presentation, and now that you're telling me
Yeah.
that it's kind of trash, like I'm not that hurt because I already knew it was kind of trash.
See, and that's the thing. I think me and you really kind of go on that. Like we're really good on that basis of just like we kind of already know we kind of beat ourselves up in that aspect. We're just like, yeah, I know what I did wrong. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do it sometimes, and then other times we do have to have other people be like, yo, man, like you kind of stepped over a little bit. You need to try to do this, this, and this,
Yep.
which is fine. But yeah, I think we're pretty good at being like, yeah, I messed up here. This is what I need to do to go back. And sometimes it does help to have another person agree with that because then, you can go along and be like, okay, so I do need to do that. But sometimes you don't need to hear it at all. Like, I already know. I got it.
Yep.
I got it.
Sometimes you
I
already
don't need this.
know. With me in certain things, like I did know I'm new professional. I need to
Oh, yeah.
learn. That's why you're my supervisor. Like
True.
the critiques I gave you the other day on the job stuff that we were doing. Hey man,
Yeah.
try this, right? I
Yeah.
mean, all the other stuff looks good, but add in these other things and you're smooth.
Yeah.
Um, it's all based out of love and making sure that you get to the next spot and it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have came in
Mm-hmm.
there like, man, this trash, bro. I don't know what
Like, thank
this
you.
is. I wouldn't post this on what Truth Social or whatever the hell it's
Oh
called.
my goodness. And at that point, I'd just be like, end meeting and never talk to you again. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, I never loved you anyway.
And I don't know why we're friends.
Yep. Uh, but there's a way to give feedback, man. There's a way if you're a coach
Yeah.
to talk to your players to get the best out of them. We did some of that, some of it,
Mm.
going back to the last pod that came out last week for effective leadership on Mighty Ducks.
Was Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did that, right, and how to talk to people, right? You just can't be derogatory. You got to give two positives, one critique. Sometimes it's hard to cut through that BS and delay it soft on humans, and you got to be more blunt. It depends on, what rules are they breaking and what's going on. For my neurodivergent folks, they're not taking a lot of things into contemplation, just kind of doing their own thing. How you doing? Terrible. Okay. The normal thing to say is, I'm doing good, and you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, you did ask a question, so they answered that question.
True.
Yes. So there's a lot of nuances in human and social behavior. It can be very tiring, very confusing. The blunt factor, it's a thing. It can cause many of my neurodivergent students to feel a little bit more isolated because, like, some people might not like it, might rub a lot of neurotypical people the wrong way. All neurodivergent people would be like, this is fucking awesome. Like, you're actually telling me what I want to know? Like,
Finally.
it's like, do you like me as a friend? No. Oh, thank you. Okay, now I can
All
go.
right. Well, I guess we're not friends anymore.
Yeah. It's the reason why some of my clients, my neurodivergent clients, enjoy working with me more.
Mhm.
You're going to know what I'm thinking. You're going to know what I'm saying. I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to be very blunt and direct. Matter of fact, doesn't mean that I'm not nice. Doesn't mean that I'm not caring or empathetic. But there's a way that I'm going to say it where you don't have to guess what I'm thinking. I will tell you. If you ask me a
Mhm.
question, you're like, Nas, am I crazy? I will tell you.
Yes.
Just
That
a little
much.
bit. Yeah, that much.
10%.
Well, if this is the scale, how much is this? Well, the scale's only about this. So,
Oh my God. Jesus. We don't really have to get into percentages, okay? Just
yeah, just go with this.
trust me.
Yeah. You don't need no actual size now to scale. Like legit, those students will ask me that, man, am I broken? I'd be like, calm down.
Right.
Everyone's a little bit broken. We can talk about, like, are you broken to where you can never be repaired and all that stuff? No, that's bullshit. Are you broken to where we need to do a lot of pairing, love, kindness, some other stuff to get you back to where you need to be, maybe to hold some things down and be by yourself before we get into another serious relationship or another serious friendship, or before we start telling people things? Like, there is that circle of, what do they call it? Not the circle of truth, like the circle of like
Trust?
knowledge, trust. Yeah.
Oh,
So like you got your, on the very outer onion shell, you got like random strangers. You got your randos.
oh my God.
Then you got
We're
your
getting to an onion
acquaintances.
conversation.
Onion.
Jesus.
And you got some acquaintances, classmates that you know. Then it's like kind of your homies, right? Yeah, you mess with them, you hang out here. And then you got your best friends. Then you got your partner. Then you got your therapist and your doctor right in the middle. Circle. It's a circle. That's a Chuck and Larry scene that we're gonna get to probably in the next week or two with Salim. We're gonna do Hardball with Salim and then Chuck and Larry with Salim. Because Hardball's gonna be pure music. But yeah, no, the circle of trust and honesty. There's some people that you can open up to, and some people that you should probably hold a few things back, and maybe there'll be a little bit more omitting.
Yeah.
Then there's the reciprocal. You got some folks that are neurodivergent, or just some folks in general. I'm not even gonna put this on autism. Some folks that just be lying about everything all the time. All the time about everything, even small things. I'm like, come on, man, you didn't need to lie to me about that kid.
Right.
Yeah, I swear I'm doing all my homework. Well, I get your grades. Like, Jesus Christ. Students sent me an email. I'm like, man, I'm gonna finish strong. I'm gonna knock these classes out. I just got an email. I just got kicked out of school. I thought you was getting all your shit done. Jesus.
Hey man, we've all been there.
Hey, we've all been there. We've all been there. Sometimes we lie because the truth hurts us.
It does, yeah.
We'd rather avoid it and not go into that conversation and get to the next day. Spence, can you imagine a world where you couldn't lie?
No, I really couldn't. To be as blunt as I'm already pretty blunt, but I hold a lot back.
Yeah.
And if I couldn't, it'd be bad, man.
It'd be bad. So I guess the difference I was wondering is, in the show, technically, he's not saying everything that he thinks. It's only when people ask him direct questions. So maybe we would be able to hold back some stuff. But if people knew we couldn't lie, we would be screwed.
But look, you talked about having the
circle of trust.
Yeah, circle.
That was a circle. That wasn't no oval.
That circle was getting a little close there. You're like, circle.
No, I feel so awkward. I'm going to do what I did in group therapy the other day when they said, I have this toy. It's a squishy ball. And then the one kid says, it feels like a boob. And these are all graduate students. They're all in their 30s. And then they start passing it to each other. And there's mostly women in there. And then they're like, it does feel like a boob. And I'm like,
oh my God.
One of the students is a gay man. And he goes, I've never felt a boob before, but I think this is what it feels like.
That's pretty funny.
And then they said they gave it nicknames. Oh my God. They call it BB, Big Boob. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Sorry for this digress, but I literally did the next 20 minutes in therapy like this.
You're just like, all right, boob. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
One student walks in when it was happening.
Yeah.
They're like, what did I miss?
Too much.
Okay, go back to the circle of trust.
Yes, the circle. You could, jeez, fucking Christ.
Sorry.
You can have those friends that you kind of don't lie to, that you hold things back, because if they ask you something, then you have to go 100%. So you can only have those friends that are close, that can really handle your truth telling.
Yep.
And even then, they might not be able to, because, for some
100%
people,
is hard.
you might lie a little bit to that one person, just a little bit, and just
Shave a
being
little off
very
the top.
blunt. Yeah, just being like, you are so annoying right now. Like, that already would probably make people run away.
Yep.
So I don't think we can live in a world where it's 100% truth. Maybe we can be even. I don't even think he could be like subtly telling the truth. Though it seemed like he had to be blunt
Yeah, he
all
was.
the time.
It was intense.
Yeah, and so you can't even be like sort of like, I don't know about that. Like that, I don't know if that's like a great idea. Like that kind of gray area where it's like it's not really lying, but it's kind of just like passively telling the truth, I guess.
It's like whatever came
Um,
to his head, that's what he had to say. It's like there was no impulse control.
no, exactly. And I think we have to have that control, or else we're just not going to be able to function and actually talk. Can you imagine if we just bluntly said anything? It would be terrible. It'd be like, what is happening right now?
Oh, it'd be bad. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even like. I'd be like, it'd be like teenage or college year me. How you doing now? How you doing, baby girl? It would not.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever gotten to the barking part of my life where I'm like,
You never got to the zoo animal part? All right.
fucking rabid dog going off on women. He's foaming at the mouth. Run.
Can of corn. I'll be okay. Can of corn.
Can of corn. Just give me a can of corn.
Diet Coke. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it would be really hard for me. I guess not a lot of humans ask me direct questions. Like outside of therapy, it doesn't happen a ton. Most of the time, I'm pretty truthful. But like you said, you shave a little off here, you say a little bit here.
Yeah.
A person the other day, oh my God, if they watch this podcast,
Oh, Jesus.
I was
Oh,
like,
no.
this human professor that I met at the campus the other day. They're like, yeah, man. They were like hitting it off and like talking. I'm like, I'm literally just trying to watch the movie, and they just kept like talking and talking. Then they sat next to me. And I'm like, bro, back your ass up. Like, I ain't trying to talk to you no more. Like, I'm done.
Right.
So then we walk out, and it's like, here, man, take my number. I'm like, yep, all right. So I take his number. He's like, we need to hang out. And like, oh, yep. Like, it's not happening, bro.
I've heard this so many people want to just like hang out with you.
So many
It's
people.
hilarious. And you it's so
Yep.
funny 'cause
I got
don't
you, dog.
fucking-
He literally
He's like,
texted me
"Yep, yep."
back.
Never
He
talk to him again.
texted me like, it was good. It was good getting to know you, man. This and that. Thanks for your number. Didn't even respond.
Why did you give him your number?
I don't
Why
know.
would you-
The good thing is he said that he has like ADHD too, and so like he can't get this far into podcasts. So like we're good. He said you got 15 minutes. I'm like, all right.
I hope he watches this whole thing and just like that motherfucker.
Something funny. I finally got one of the dudes. We exchanged numbers with one of the dudes I've been working out in the weight pit. I've exchanged some awkward stories of me shaking his hand, and
Oh yeah.
one of the Korean dudes at the weight pit. And so we worked out the other day, this and that. We exchanged numbers. We're gonna try and lift together a few times.
Oh my gosh.
Look at me making my first friend in 3 years. Jesus Christ.
I was relaxed.
Jesus. Yeah. First friend, yeah, since I met you. So when was that? 2017. Jesus Christ. Yeah, people
And
think
you've
I'm
been
like,
away.
yeah,
Been out of state for 2 years.
almost 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost 3. Shit.
Yeah, man. Well, I didn't want to work out, man. I ain't got time for all the other stuff. So we're gonna work out. Let's do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the other dude was super cool, man. It was just kind of funny. So that bluntness and honest, can you imagine? Like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna hang out with you.
No, man. You'd be like, what?
He would have thought I was an asshole, and I'm not an asshole. But then maybe it's an asshole to think, but I got too much other stuff to do. And
But is it still an asshole thing not responding to his text?
yeah, I probably should have said something. I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought the dude was hitting on me the whole time, and so I was like, he kept saying his wife. I'm like, your wife, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's just like, this can easily pop off. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm like, man, lubrication now, dog. Calm it down, calm it down.
I don't get that.
Cool.
I never.
Cool dude.
Can I
though.
just say though, I never get that with other dudes. Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't. I don't really connect with other dudes like that. I don't just like go up to guys. I'm like, hi, how's it going? Like, what's happening today? It might be through basketball
Yeah.
or, but it never really. It always stays on that like surface level though, of where I'm like, I'm not being 100% myself.
Yep.
Only time it's ever happened. Well, not ever, but only time it's really happened is with you.
I just keep showing up.
And
Like Joe
yeah.
Biden, your ass.
thanks.
For people who don't
I
know
appreciate
that,
old Joe.
yeah, for people who don't know that reference, whether you hate him or you like him, it is not the point. Is it's from New Girl. It's when you're trying to date someone, you just keep showing up and showing up and showing up, and eventually you'll get elected president. So, Jesus, you just gotta not die.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I Joe Biden the shit out of you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. That's just that just takes a whole other level of balls because I don't even like going up to really anybody. I just stay on my own lane. For somebody to just go up to you and be like, hey man, how's it going? And then get your number. How the fuck do you get your number?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking in the class and then we were eating nachos there and then, we exchanged numbers. I was like, hey, he's a cool dude. Maybe I'll talk to him one day. I was like, it's probably not going to happen, but we usually.
That's all it takes is nachos to get your ass to give me
I'm
number.
telling you.
Ladies, if you're watching, just get them nachos and get that number.
That's it.
That's it.
Now as we go to the nacho spot when you're trying to get married. At the nacho spot?
You said the magical words. I can get you a ring.
Nachos and chicken wings. It's not complicated.
I'm easy to satisfy. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna have a heart attack by 35. So, yeah, I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? It was about getting people's numbers. Oh man, you want to see me get numbers, boy? I was at St. Mary's when I'm like putting together the basketball games and all that. I'm getting students' emails and numbers so quick. And even before in graduate school, I would send out mass texts and emails to get people to play ball. It was nuts.
Wow.
So I'm just used to getting people's numbers because I'm like, we're going to ball. But it was never like, I'm going to get your number so we can hang out and get a beer. Like that was never a thing.
No.
So like now, same thing. Like if I wanted to get some other people's numbers, I could. So if we're talking about telling the truth and hanging out with men and socializing, most men usually, it's like this video I seen on Instagram, a reel. You see him walking by or you see him at the gym, right? Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times, same time all the time. Then maybe by the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time, you say, hey, what's up? You start nodding at each other. Maybe by the 10th to the 20th time, you're like, hey, man, you might start a small conversation. Before you know it, now you're actually like talking about stuff.
Right.
Like it happened, I was waiting in line to do leg press the other day. This buff white boy, we waiting in line. I say, hey, man, you mind if I cut in with you? Like me, do it together? He's like, you're pretty strong, right? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty strong, but like how many plates? He's not that strong as I thought he was. So I figured I'd still just warm up with him. So then we end up talking about a bunch of stuff while waiting in line. I would have never cut into him if I wouldn't have already seen him for like a year in the gym.
Oh.
It's been legit. Well, it's been since the summer. So.
Right.
I feel like, what's the word I'm looking for? Reoccurrence? Multiple times seeing someone? I don't know. Multiple times seeing someone makes it you more prone to maybe say something.
Why do you think that is with men, though? Why do you think that is that we as men, we're just not
Takes
like
longer.
Like, why does it take longer for us to like connect that way? Is it a trust thing? Is it more of like we don't want to seem like, sorry to say it, we don't want to seem gay or something like that?
It could be we don't want to be judged as gay. It could be weird or awkward. You also don't want to burden anyone if they're playing ball, got their headphones in or lifting.
True.
Right. I mean, it's not like I wanted to partner in with him and do leg press. I'd rather do it on my
Yeah.
own, but I don't want
Yeah.
to have to wait another 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of different complications on why it takes us so long to finally be like, hey, man, what's up?
Right.
I seen you around the gym and in shirts now, baby girl.
One of those shorts. How you
Yeah.
doing, bro?
Short shorts for dude. Actually, off topic. A lot of dudes are actually wearing a lot of short shorts in the gym these days.
I
I'm like,
know.
Jesus.
They're back in style. I don't know. It's weird. I try not to do short shorts. I like them on my knees usually, right around there, maybe like right above. But yeah, a lot of
They
dudes be
almost look
wearing
like
short shorts.
biking shorts. It's like interesting. I'm like, okay.
I
Just
can't
like
be
hairy
doing all that
hamstrings
shit.
everywhere, but it's cool.
I got too much ass. I can't be doing all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Showing it
in there
off, be
wearing
like, damn, son.
damn baby girl. Spencer just look back at you. Get him out of there.
Run. Run.
Yeah, I'm like in a full hoodie with my hood up when I'm lifting it to gym. So I know it's gotta be terrifying.
Yeah, no. If I didn't know you, I'd be like, that motherfucker looks like a problem.
Yeah, 100%. I know like all these little white kids in there like freaking out when they see me. Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, I don't know what it is, man. There's a bunch of different complications that get in the way. Whereas our counterparts, right, women, they have a much easier time of talking and chatting right off the get. They go to a yoga class or working out. They may say a few things. Dudes, it
Like,
takes us a second to warm up.
I like your outfit. Like, we can't do that to other guys. We can't be like,
No.
oh, hey, man, I like your outfit. Like, the fuck?
It happens here on the pod, like where the girls will talk to each other, like, oh my God, I love your earrings. I was like,
No.
your face is your face from last week.
Yeah. You remember that time when your face stayed the same? It's still the same.
Also, if you were telling the truth, man, it would be such a sketchy area. I guess you'd have to be asked a question, but I just see so many men getting in trouble. Just saying the most horrific things to women because a lot of men will sexualize things quickly.
Let's be honest, man. We as men, we have to lie to women. And honestly, women, it's so weird though, because a lot of women want to say that they want somebody who tells the truth, but yet you know exactly what we're going for. And so if we go off the bat with that, we're going to get rejected.
Oh, yeah.
Off the bat.
Yep.
Off the bat. So it's like we have to lie somewhat in order to be with you, but yet you don't want us to lie to you.
Yeah, it's a complex thing. The dance of courtship.
But it's not. It's complex, but it's not.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
It shouldn't. It is. Because you know exactly what I want, but yet I'm lying to you and saying like, I just don't want just that.
Yeah.
No, I don't want just that. Did you know I do?
You know what I want, girl.
You know.
In saying that, my women also look at other people too, and look at other men and women. They're looking at things too, but they might not sexualize it as much as what men do. I've noticed that when talking to people in therapy. Yeah. There'll be a lot of comparison of body, but it'll be looking at someone's body or clothing, but it's usually in comparison of themselves and how they feel right. So, oh my God, is it my butt, my thighs, my hair, my weight? It's all that stuff, but usually about themselves in comparison. It gets pretty anxiety provoking, and then it can lead to some really weird eating disorder things too. With men, there's comparison with our counterparts or with our colleagues and coworkers or humans with our men in the gym. A lot of comparison. It's not much sexualization, but when it comes to women, there's usually a sexualization of things. That's just a pattern that I've noticed with most folks, and so it's something that I have to work with on a lot of my boys. Because why they can talk, they get social anxiety around women. I'm like, man, you keep going way too far down the rabbit hole, all the way to like sex and babies. I'm just trying to get you to send a gift. Like, let's back it up. Let's back the train up. It's like my neurodivergent kid I talked to the other day. So Nas, I'm not doing this. Like we not, I'm not cool with all the sex stuff. I said, why are you going right to sex? Girl, we just trying to get you to go on a date. I'm just trying to get you to go for coffee with someone.
Right.
Some people will quickly jump to sex. Some of my men tend to visualize a little bit more and sexualize. I'm just glad that we all can't tell the truth. Can you imagine? They'd be like, "Why do you like me? Because you got that
You got that bum bum.
you got bum bum." I was thinking like she got herpes.
Jesus. We're not talking about sex no more.
She got that
Sorry
dumb
to-
drug, boy.
My
I
God.
don't know what this is.
But can we be real though? It's like
Go ahead.
sometimes when we as men like don't even want sex, like we're just like, yeah, I'll be cool with this chick or whatever.
Yep.
And then she's just like, you just want, like, immediately she thinks you want sex. And
True.
I'm like,
That does happen.
okay, so I'm not putting out that vibe, but yet you still get that vibe. I think
Yep.
I think that's also kind of narcissistic, personally, because you just thinking like, I just want you for that. When I'm just like trying to chill, or I'm just trying to like be like, let's go out to eat or something.
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
legit
let's
just
hang
friends
out.
talking. Is yeah.
Which it's fair, because I understand guys are always trying to do that, but at the same time, like, I'm not. Calm
Yeah,
down,
you're
girl.
not.
Calm down.
But there's been a residual
Which is
effect, which has now led that human to believe that everyone will have that same effect. So one could say it was narcissism. I could also say it's just for some, it's going to be a slight level of like narcissism because they're like hypersexualized maybe, and they're thinking that that's everything. Every relationship's only about that.
Right.
Some will just be from like the traumas, and let's not call it a big T like sexual violence, but like small traumas of like men always wanting one thing. So it's like some of my students that are asexual
Right.
and they want to be in a relationship, but then obviously when it gets to that point, they're like, nope. And the boy's like, yep. Or the girl or the other human's like, gotta go. And so that can lead someone to always thinking like, what's the point of trying? Or if you're hanging out with me, you want something else. There's the mistrust there.
It is.
And so even if you're like a good dude, the mistrust has been implanted from others.
True. Yeah. And also, I just think that, getting off topic, but
go ahead.
It's more of like, I don't know, it's sexual. It's, for me especially, I feel like I have to connect with you on that level, or else it's just, it doesn't feel like a complete thing, right? It doesn't feel like a complete relationship for me. And I just think that if you are asexual or anything, honestly, I think it's a lot better if you come out with that, and that might be tough, obviously. But it's always good to be like, yeah, I'm asexual. I'm not really attracted to people in that way. Might be attracted in another way, but I'm not really attracted in that way and stuff. Because honestly, off the bat, it's just like, well, sorry, I have to have this certain thing,
other thing,
or else it won't evolve into anything else. So
it is good for them, those folks that identify as that, to maybe say that a little bit sooner if it's safe, if they can, which it usually is, because then you're not going to put yourself in a sketchy situation where things go further, and then now it can get real sketchy. So that the conversation probably needs to come up, or be like if you're dating on apps, profiles. Just because someone is ace doesn't mean that they're aromantic, because they could still want a really, really good partner. They just don't want all the other stuff. And that leads into a lot of different complexities about open and all that, a lot of different stuff. But you are right. That's like something that needs to be in the forefront. You'd be surprised when I'm still working with people that are like dealing with that. They think that they're like freaks or weird because like society thinks that everyone should be partnered up and paired. A lot of stigma around it. It's intense. They think that that means they're going to be alone forever. And then, or I had one student say that, if I don't get married to a dude, or even a woman, if I don't get married, then I'm not going to get like the career I want, because people think I'm going to be the weird cat lady. It's like, I've never actually heard of like someone marrying someone because they don't want to be perceived as weird. I was like, girl, we can't
Yeah.
do this. That is such a break of your boundaries. I don't want you to do this.
Right.
Unless like you love the person, then okay. But like
Yeah. Don't get married to be married.
just to further create, it'd be like a political thing.
Which is that just seems odd because that seems such like a really backwards thing. I've never really heard of
I haven't
people,
heard
but
that
maybe
too much.
I also haven't been that professional. Like maybe I haven't been in that much of a professional
Yep.
setting yet.
I was like,
you know,
are
where
you
it's
running
just
for president? Like, what's going on?
I know. You must have a first later. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you got to have like a family, one dog, like just 2.5 kids.
Where'd the other half go?
I don't know. Jamal. It's the only name I can think of. Jesus. Where'd you go?
Where'd he go?
Colin just sent me a reel of Kyler Murray on the football field, but it was like it was like a high school football team, but the dude was like a foot tall.
Oh my God.
It was hilarious. I'll send it to you. I think I might have.
I'm open. It's just I can't see over the line.
Yeah. But yeah, honesty, man. It's a thing. Liar, liar.
It is.
I remember watching. I was intense back in the day when I was a kid, thinking about it. Like, man, he's saying a lot of horrible stuff and doing a lot. He was hurting a lot. He hurt a lot of people when he was telling the truth.
He did.
So I think it's something to take from this story. We talked about men in this. We talked about relationships. We didn't get too much into what I thought we would because we diverged, but it's fine. Having like the divorce and the family and the breakup and like how that can mess with the kid. And yeah, it's fine. We can get into that in a different pod. I think it's good at the end. Obviously him and the kid get really close again. I feel like even though the curse was lifted, he's like, yeah, man, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
And his kid's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then he like broke both of his legs.
Because he was chasing the plane or
No,
something.
He was chasing the plane and then he hit like one of the luggage things.
Yep.
Started flying and then he just broke both of his legs and shit.
Yep. I remember that.
He throws a shoe at a plane.
Yep.
Great movie.
Because he's on that thing, yeah.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was old. I wonder what year it was from. 2000s?
It has to be
90.
like 93 probably.
Jesus.
93.
Okay.
Maybe 96. Maybe 96.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that was when he was on his run of like movie after movie.
All
Ace
movies.
Ventura.
Yeah.
All of that. He was doing everything.
All of them.
In Living Color. Oh,
Yep.
such a great show.
Bruce Almighty. He was knocking him out
Bruce
back then.
Almighty.
Yep.
That was around like 2006 probably.
That was toward the
I
end.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Okay.
That man had a long run.
He did.
Long run.
He did. All right, folks. I'm gonna have Spence kick it off here, but before we do that,
Yes.
the next pod's coming up after this one releases will be Higher Learning with Ice Cube. And then we will get into Hardball. And what was the other one that I said? Chuck and Larry.
Chuck and Larry. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the 3 pods coming up after this. Bring your suggestions if you got any. Shoot us, let us know. Keep watching the reels on Instagram and TikTok. Different spectrums. Much love. Spence, take us out, man.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Please hit those buttons below. Subscribe, follow, like. Put some comments down if you want to.
Comment.
That'd be great.
Let us know if you're a
comment.
liar.
Yeah, are you a liar? You lie? What do you lie about? Tell us.
What'd you be lying about?
You just fake your death. It's just like, hey, I saw this podcast.
Jesus Christ.
All right. This is Nazir. I'm Spencer. And this is the Different Spectrums podcast. Bye.
It's like a circle.